I'm not sure whether I should be losing faith in ready-made products.
Of course you shouldn't. There's still plenty of things out there worth exploring.
Maybe you're right. After all, knowledge is all around us. And actually, I learned a lot recently from a Japanese restaurant.
What is it about?
Why don't you come with me and Sheldon and take a look and see what we got up to?
Crystal, do you agree that restaurants in Hong Kong are running out of creativity? I mean, the food is the same everywhere you go.
I'm afraid I don't agree with you, Sheldon. Restaurants nowadays are not only reputed for their fine food quality, but they're also very good at creatively mixing Eastern and Western flavors. There's a reason why Hong Kong is dubbed the gourmet food paradise.
I know what you mean, but I was only saying that for certain cuisines, there's only so much room for creativity. Take, for example, Japanese cuisine. It's always the same old sushi and ramen.
Well, that may not always be true. We're going to be eating Japanese today, and maybe you'll be pleasantly surprised.
In order to surprise diners' taste buds, Japanese chefs nowadays incorporate familiar Western ingredients into their cuisine. Take this appetizer for instance. The tuna cubes are paired with fresh egg and pine nuts, an ingredient rarely used in traditional Japanese cuisine. Modern-day Japanese cuisine is all about enriching the familiar flavors with unexpected ingredients or sauces. Here, the yellowtail is complemented by a subtle yuzu glaze. Combine Hokkaido scallop and sea urchin, and you have the Western-style sashimi.
Well, after sampling these appetizers, I have to admit I was wrong. Modern-day Japanese cuisine is innovative and different.
Yes, and with an emphasis on the artistic presentation of fresh ingredients, contemporary Japanese cuisine never fails to please me.
Let's continue.
At the helm of the kitchen is head chef Ubukata Tsuyoshi, who brings fresh and unique takes on traditional Japanese dishes. Born and raised in Japan, Chef Ubukata is constantly passionate and curious about his crafts. Apart from using Western ingredients, Ubukata-san also likes to pair his creations with premium sakes. He says everyone knows his nation's love for different types of wine and liquor. Sake, in particular, has a major influence on both the Japanese identity and dishes at all scales. For example, sake with a piercing acidity works wonderfully well with slightly oily food, like tempura or baked fish. On the other hand, sake with slightly milder acidity would support and spread the flavor of a medium-bodied dish, such as sashimi. According to the taste and fragrance, sake can be further divided into kunshu, soshu, junshu, and jukushu. For fatty or strong-tasting food, you can't go wrong with the richly flavored jukushu. And meat lovers, are you tempted to try this perfectly deep-fried dish, which uses the well-marbled Wagyu beef tenderloin that's tender, juicy, and full of flavor? Sashimi fans know it is fresh when the fish is imported directly from the Tsukiji fish market. There are 5 different kinds of sashimi to choose from. You're bound to find one that appeals to your palate.
I never knew that there were so many different types of sake. You really learn something new every day.
The new generation of Japanese chefs really manages to keep things fresh by giving a modern twist to traditional dishes. Perhaps I was too cynical after all.
Actually, there are still many hidden gems in Hong Kong that are waiting to be discovered. Care to join me next time?
Do you really have to ask?